Hey friends, today we're going to dive into a topic that can be both a blessing and a challenge, and that's inheriting money from a loved one. It's a situation brimming with mixed emotions and significant financial decisions. But don't worry, I'm here to guide you through it with 6 crucial steps to take if you've recently inherited money. And trust me, these steps will help you make the most of your inheritance while honoring your loved one's legacy. But in case we haven't met yet, I'm Dr. Javon Jackson, your favorite financial fiduciary advisor, and welcome to another installment of Money Motives, Good News from the World of Finance. In 8 minutes or less, where once per week we bring updates, uplifting developments, and encouraging trends for your financial future. And so let's go ahead and jump back on into today's topic. Step 1. Deal with the emotional aspect first, okay? Inheritances can often feel like a double-edged sword. On one hand, a large influx of money can be a welcome blessing. If you're in debt, if you're looking to purchase a home or wanting to start investing for retirement. But on the other hand, it also often means the passing of a loved one, bringing emotional turmoil and grief. So before you even think about financial moves, it's important to allow yourself time to grieve and to heal. How many of you know someone, it may even have been you, who was grieving and people came at them with decisions to be made that should not have been made during that time. And then they later realized that it was a bad decision and they weren't thinking clearly. Of course they wasn't. Their minds was clouded with grief and people prey on that. So trust me, tackling the emotional aspect first is critical. Step number 2, avoid spending as a coping mechanism. Losing a loved one can disrupt rational decision making. And in the fog of grief, it's easy to make impulsive purchases as a form of comfort or escape. And I always say, instead of acting on impulse, many inheritors would benefit by placing the funds maybe in a high-yield savings account until the emotional dust settles, right? Or give yourself a 30-day boundary to make decisions or buffer, right? And you tell people that. I'm not making any decisions or purchases for 30 days as I'm not in the right state of mind. Surely you can understand that, right? That's what you say to people. And most of them aren't going to want to feel like a predator. So they'll say, yeah, I understand. This way, this gives you time to think clearly and avoid regrets later. Which leads to my next point. Step number 3, give yourself enough time to process. There's a quote I heard that says, when life changes, money changes. And when money changes, life changes. Do you all agree with that? So again, it's essential to give yourself enough time and space to process both the emotional and financial impact of your inheritance. And this step is about identifying, quantifying, and qualifying your individual life and financial goals. So taking your time here can make a world of difference. Step number 4, invest in the future. Many people emotionally spend their inheritances on cars, vacations, and other consumable goods. But from a financial perspective, these are expenses, not appreciating assets. And it's nothing wrong with rewarding yourself with something off of your bucket list after you have taken care of business. And we always advise using your inheritance as an investment for the future. So consider setting aside a down payment on a house, opening a brokerage account, or even investing in continuing education, because these decisions can lead to long-term benefits, not the one hit or quitter deals that most people usually end up with. And consider step 5, how to maximize the funds. Okay. It's commonly noted that many people don't research how to maximize their inheritance. Instead of just saving or spending it, think about different ways to allocate the funds. For example, you could start paying off debt strategically, and the key word there is strategically, or consider various investment opportunities. But maximizing these funds wisely can help you secure your financial future. Okay? Step number 6. Seek help from a trusted professional. One mistake people often make is not hiring a fiduciary financial advisor during this time. And as I mentioned earlier, strategic debt repayment and investments, I don't expect you to try to figure that out on your own. And you shouldn't either. Because if you don't have an advanced understanding of financial management, it's smart to just get professional help. A fiduciary financial advisor can help you make the most out of your inheritance and save you the time and stress of managing it alone. Finally, step number 7. It's important to understand the nature and intent of your inheritance. It's been noted that people often retain inherited assets in the same form they received them, whether it was mutual funds, art, or antiques, whatever it is. But understanding whether these assets were intended for specific uses or if they align with your risk tolerance is key. So it's important to determine the best use of these assets and deploy them accordingly. So what do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. Let's say you received a mutual fund or stock portfolio, and the purpose of this money is to cover college tuition for your grandchild who will be going to college in the next 5 years or so. Okay? Well, a mutual fund or a stock portfolio may not be the best vehicle for this purpose and timeline, because if there's a market crash or volatility within those next 5 years, it's possible that those funds won't be what they are today, right? So it may be a better option to move it to a different vehicle that protects your principal and provides some guaranteed growth with minimum risk, because you need to have X amount of dollars in 5 years. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That kid is going to college and you need that money to be in place, right? So an annuity or life insurance could be more suitable, okay? So that's what I mean by determining the best use based on the purpose and need and risk tolerance, and then deploying that strategy accordingly. Okay. So in conclusion, inheriting money from a loved one is never easy, and it comes with its own set of challenges. But by following these 6 steps, you can make informed decisions that honor your loved one's legacy and secure your financial future. Your loved one made sacrifices, and they probably sought advice to leave you something. Surely they would want you to do the same thing, right? Be smart, sacrifice the time and energy to maximize and keep the legacy going. Hope you found this video helpful and it prompted you to take some type of action to improve your financial future. And of course, if you have questions or need some guidance in this area, don't hesitate to reach out. Free consultation, 15-minute consult, just to see if we can point you in the right direction. Okay, no obligations, no harm, no foul. So be sure to like and subscribe so others can get a chance to see this video too. That's how the algorithm works, right? And always reach out, as I said, if you have any questions about retirement, taxes, and estate planning. So see you guys next week for another installment of Money Motives Good News from the world of finances. Take care.